Today we're going to talk about 4 of the features of the laser measurer, such as minimum maximum on an inside measurement, an outside measurement, a diagonal measurement to see if a window is square, and then also measuring a window that's a further distance away, such as a 2-story window. Generally with a tape measure, you measure your top, middle, and bottom to see any fluctuations in the window frame. Because variances can be in other places, the laser measurer actually picks that up. We'll get started by placing the laser measurer up against the window. You see I have the base fit right up here flush against the trim. And now I'm going to press the orange button and hold it. And by doing so, it's now, you can see the little beam on the other side, it's now measuring every second. So as I slide it down the window, you can hear it to continue to beep. And I'm keeping an eye on the beam on the other side to make sure it doesn't go on or off the trim. As I'm sliding it down, it's constantly recording the widest and narrowest point of this window. As I come down to the bottom, I'll hit the button again, and it'll also record a third measurement, the last measurement it took. Now measuring this window, in this particular case, this window is actually pretty true just because it's a freestanding unit and it doesn't have the rest of the house connected to it, which can shift and move. So therefore, the fluctuations aren't too far off. But in a traditional window, you can actually get a good bit of fluctuation. Next, I'm going to demonstrate how you can do an outside measurement. This is especially good if you have a treatment that mounts to the edge of the trim, or if you have a real wide window and it's difficult to hold a tape on the other end and bring it back this way to get an accurate measurement. The way I do this is to stick a post-it on the far side so I have something to bounce the beam off of. And I'm going to set the tape, the edge of the tape, right up against the trim here, and press the on button. And I can see the beam bouncing off the post-it. I see it shining on it right now. And when I press the on button again, it records my measurement, which in this case is 28 and 17/32 inches. Next, we're going to talk about the diagonal measuring. For the diagonal measuring, there's a piece on the back you can actually flip down and flip over. So now it comes to a point. And by doing this, the unit automatically knows that it's been adjusted and is now recording off this bottom point. I can stick this up into the corner of the window, press my on button, and when I see the bottom, or when I see the beam at the bottom where I want to measure, I press the on button again, and it records 45 and 13/16 for that measurement. Now to check to see if the window's totally square, I would repeat that action down on this side, measuring up to the top, and then compare the two figures. Next, we're going to talk about the measuring of a window that's far away and potentially inaccessible. Because of our limitations of our studio, I've got a window right here, but this will also work on a 2-story window. And using one of the features of the tool, of the measuring tool, it allows me to measure the top of the window, the middle of the window, and it's important that the middle measurement is out on a level plane, and then the bottom of the window. By doing this, the measurer actually takes the 3 measurements and using the Pythagorean theorem will calculate the height of the window without me even walking up to it. Again, that's especially important if you have a window up high. If you're quoting a job, that means you don't have to get out your ladder and go through all the hassle of trying to climb up just to get a measurement. This is very accurate, but within about 1/4 of an inch, which again is okay for quoting. We've turned the measure so you can see the measurements that I took. On the first figure is the top measurement I took. The next one is the middle measurement. The last one's the bottom measurement. And then lastly, the larger measurement is the total height of the window. You can see it says 40 and 13/32. When I measured it with a tape measure, I was pretty close. It was about just under 40 and a half. So that gives you an idea of the accuracy of this function. And here's the symbol right here showing the 3 different points that I measured. That's again the measuring a window at a large distance away, Like I said, it's a very similar process if you're measuring a window up high. I've just told you 4 of the useful features of this tool. With these features, this will save you a lot of time and money. And this is our laser measurer.